Good morning. Oops, one moment. I've got the noisy furnace going. Let me just shut it off. It's like I don't understand why it's got this little rattle. So how is everything going? Tell me, did you have a chance to do some grounding and practice grounding? I've got another little furnace going off here. I hope so. It's really important. Well, that's not shutting off, so we'll just listen to it, I guess. So today I thought we'd talk about centering. Grounding, centering, and aligning is basically a three-part process. Grounding being the most important part. Well, you know what? I can't really say that. But centering is probably the most important part, and then aligning. I wanted to show you this picture that I show my clients. For the visual people, this is the earth, the crust, and then this is our rock layer, and then we go down into the fluid layer, and then we get into the crystalline core area. Now this is obviously a human that's derived this picture, and this is our best guess of what it would look like. But look at the power that's in that center core of the earth. So when we're doing our visual, I'm a visual person, so when I first was learning this stuff, it was important to me that I learned what the crust was and what the mantle, it's called, and the solid inner core and the molten outer core and all those different areas. Good morning, Deepak. Thank you. And Mike, thank you for being here. I really appreciate it. So when we're working with the grounding, that's where we want to send our imagination to when our feet are like the trees and the tree roots going down into the earth. I should say, welcome. My name is Deborah O'Neill from blissv.me, Integrative Holistic Health, and coming to you live from Vancouver, BC, better known as Metro Vancouver, the city of Coquitlam. So, working with grounding and centering and aligning. Yesterday we focused on grounding. We took a really big, long sensory journey into grounding into the earth. Today we're going to talk about centering. So centering is that. It's the center of our body. It's this powerhouse. I could spend probably a couple of months talking about this area of the body, but we'll just spend 5 minutes today. So centering is, first off, I'd like to just say that when we reference it, the easiest way is to think of the spine and think of right up to the cervical neck, and then thinking of coming through to the top of the head, just like we did yesterday when we were working with Mother Earth energy. Now we're creating this line. In the Vedic and yogic world, it's classified as the Hara, H-A-R-A. It's the Hara line. For what our purpose today, we'll call it our center of our body. And it's also called the Sushumna. The Sushumna is the center part, the core part of the body. Now the spine houses our nervous system. So this is there's sort of the protector of the nervous system, and then it emits out, and it's the messenger to our brain, and is part of our messenger system for our brain and our hands and our actions. So when we center into this with our breath, our thought, our intention, it is part of the cellular inner intelligence. It's our communication system. It lets the body know that we are one. And once again, that brings it back to that safety container that we've been working with. So when we go into grounding today and we go into the centering, feel that oneness with the body and know without a doubt that you are having an internal communication with your body. And what do we want it to feel? And how do we want it to respond to our actions? So often, once we get into that grounding, it's like emit that love and nourish and fortify these cells. And when we emit love to our body, it emits love out. And as we talked about, these are our mirror neurons. This is going to reflect on every single person we pass. And not only who sees us, but there is such a thing as distance healing. And it is, in fact, proven that distance healing works. I do it. I've been a recipient of it. I've had distance healing when I went into my major surgeries from afar, somebody that supported and created the container of safety for the body while I was under anesthetic. All these things matter. It all matters. So today, emit that. Emit that to your family. Emit that to your loved ones, people you love. Emit that to yourself, and then move it out to your neighborhood, and then move it out to your city, and then move it out to your province and your country or your state, and move it out to the globe. That is the collective field. Whatever we feed ourselves, we are feeding and nourishing the world. Oh, I love that. It was like a little heart, big heart. And hearts to you. I love you. So let's get into our morning or afternoon or evening, whenever you are here or listening to the replay. Hi, Marilyn. Thank you for being here. Whenever you're listening to the replay, and work with the grounding and the centering, and knowing that the impact of the work that we're doing. So I was looking at some stuff from a fellow Dr. Eugene Choi yesterday, and I couldn't believe how in line that we were. So I'm going to put his link on my Facebook page, so that in case you want to see it. He's talked totally about the parasympathetic and the nervous and the sympathetic nervous system. So he claims that 70% of our life is spent in the sympathetic nervous system, is spent in triggering. It is spent in our inability to think clearly and make the right choices. And he calls the parasympathetic nervous system the executive system, which makes sense because that's where we make our best decisions. And that allows us to be in that place of calm, and that allows us to be better directed in our thoughts, feelings, and actions. And it's the prefrontal cortex. So it's, breathing into that, whether it's the third eye, and breathing in that mantra and calming. The whole purpose of the mantra, right, is to brain train, is to allow this part of the brain to be calm, just simply with a so and a hum. And a so and a hum, because it's hard for the brain to keep more than one thought going in the brain at the same time. So this allows us to wake up and set our system. Being aware of where we are as soon as we wake up is so, so important. So important. So I'm so glad that you're joining me here this morning. So let's imagine now, let's feel our feet on the floor. If you're sitting in a chair, if you're sitting on a couch or a sofa, if you're laying down on a bed, I just invite you to, if you can, bring your feet to the floor just for these few minutes, and feel your feet on the floor, and really feel your sit bones, the bottom bones of your buttocks being supported. And now dropping, just imagine dropping those etheric feet, those roots like a tree out of the bottom of your feet. The roots of the tree coming out of the bottom of your feet. We are a tree. Let's pretend we're a tree. Tree pose. And allow those to fall through the earth. And allow them to touch the crust of the earth. Now allow them to go past the crust of the earth and into the rock, shale layer. And turn on your sensories. Is it cool? Is it warm? Is it moist? Is it wet? Is it sharp? What's the texture? And let's ensure our breath is going down into the lower portion of our belly as we breathe 1, 2, 3 upwards, and on the side ribs 4, Exhaling 4 on the side ribs. The lower upper stomach area 3, lower to the navel 2, lower to the deep abdomen area 1. Sorry, that was probably a bit confusing for those that haven't walked through the breath process. It's on replay. Deep diaphragmatic breathing. I'll show you. 1, 2, 3, 4, 4, 3, 2, 1. All the replays are available under the videos menu on the Facebook for blissbee.me. I'm just working at going back and labeling them now so they'll be easier to find. Bringing our feet down into the molten, the liquid. Allow those etheric feet, allow those roots of the tree to drop into that molten. Is it easier? Did it become easier rather than being in the rocks? Coming into the molten, let them float down to that center core of the earth. Feel the draw, the energy of Mother Earth. Now allow those roots to wrap around that center core. Ground us right in. And imagine this beautiful energy following this etheric line that we've made, these tree roots that we've made to come up the same way that it went down. Up, up, up. Into the bottoms of our feet. And allowing this grounded energy to come into our ankles and our calves. And if it's not coming up evenly, give it a little boost and wait for it to come up. Allow it to fill our knees, those joints that have served us so well and will continue to serve us so well, into our thighs, into our hips. Fill the full pelvic region, the hips, the buttocks. Feel it in the sit bones. Allow it to come into the lower abdomen. Meet the breath. And our inhale, allow and expand the belly. Feel that expansion, allow that energy to fill the front and the back and the sides of our body. Bring it up into the lungs and the heart region. Expand the lungs. Open our heart. Feel the whole area of that area. Fill it, fill it, fill it. Allow it to come up to the shoulders. You might even want to take a clearing breath when we get there and allow the weight of the world. Allow that all to release from the shoulders. Bring that Mother Earth energy into the shoulders and the top of the arm, and allow it to cascade down to the elbows and the lower arm, and feel it in your hands. What is your sensing? Is it tingling? Is it warm? What do you notice? This is the somatic experiencing with the body. Bring it up into the neck. Allow all the parts of the neck to experience this Mother Earth energy. This is where our reptilian brain is held, our traumas in the back of the neck. And the cervical portion is used so heavily. Allow Mother Earth to touch every cell in this area and allow it to soften. Bringing it up to the head. Allow it to soften the face and the eyes and the cheekbones, and the jaw, and the top of the forehead. Allow it to fill the full head, the full cranium, the whole frontal cortex, all the compartments of the brain, and allow it to come out of the top of the head, out through the crown of the head, and cascade down over the outside of the body. Allow it to fall on the outside of the body and to re-blend with Mother Earth energy. And knowing that this energy, this rhythm and the energy of Mother Earth is always with us, and just tapping into it allows us to be in a place of our parasympathetic nervous system, This is where we want to live, in the deep diaphragmatic breathing. This is one of the reasons, I'm sure, the diaphragm is the biggest muscle in the body. It wants to be worked. It's built to work. It allows us to be the best that we can be and come from our highest place of groundedness. It's there to allow us to breathe into it, and this deep diaphragmatic breath massages all the organs. A lot of these organs in the spleen and the liver and the kidneys, these are our detoxifiers. They take all that stuff that enters into the body, whether it's by food or liquids or breathing, it cleans it for us so that it highly nourishes this beautiful organism. It keeps our feelings in check. It keeps our responses and our decisions clear and on purpose. And then we work with the centering. We're centering into this part of the body. We're feeding it, nourishing it, and understanding and respecting its deliciousness and its work that it does, and the messages and just everything. The nervous system is almost, it's our computer chipboard or hard drive, or server, or whatever term we want to call those. That's what that is. And we have the opportunity, with awareness, to communicate with it, support it as it supports us. So we're not walking around in fear. We're not walking around triggered. And even be aware of, we can see it in others. If there was a group of photos that was shown, you'd be able to tell if somebody was worried or scared or stressed or happy, gleeful, joy, blissful. You can see it. And if we see it, then perhaps maybe we want to check in with ourselves and take ourselves to that deep diaphragmatic breath and emit that love back to that person and see if we can shift their face, see if we can shift that response. The biggest field wins. I always say love wins, but it's not about win-lose, it's about win-win. So the more that we can share, the more that we care. One thing I always taught my kids through the fairies was kindness is catchy. Just like COVID is catchy, kindness is catchy. Kindness builds our immune system. Fear, hate, anger, frustration tears it down. So I invite you not to be frustrated with yourself today. Try not to be frustrated with others. Try not to be frustrated with your environment. This is our gift to ourselves. Our opportunity to learn how we can operate this system, our operating system, our centering system, more acutely. With simple awareness, simple breath, choosing the nervous system that we wish to feed. There's an old story out there, and it talks about the wolf. And it's about, which wolf do you want to feed? Your thoughts produce your feelings, bottom line. Your feelings are affected by your nervous system. Your nervous system sends a response. Thank you for being here. Let's go right into our meditation. Now that we're already here, so hum, we'll bring it back into a calm, and I'll quit talking. Inhale, expand the lower abdomen and the side ribs if you can. On so. And exhale on the hum. Inhale, so. Exhale, hum. The meaning of so hum is I am that. That I am. It's a beautiful Sanskrit mantra. So, hum. For those that would like to practice the counting with a deep diaphragmatic breath is 1, 2, 3, 4 on the inhale. 4, 3, 2, 1 on the exhale. Tomorrow we'll take it the next step and we'll work with aligning. The earth is seen as electrical and the cosmos are seen as magnetic. We're bringing these two forces together as they have a complete effect on our organism and those organisms that surround us. I invite you to like blissbee.me Facebook page, the videos, share the replays, share the videos with those that you love. Apparently these algorithms help the videos to be seen by more people. I'll close with the namaste and the chimes in about 2 minutes, 3 minutes. Thank you, thank you. If you feel the need to reach out, I'm always available. If you'd like to work with any of your limiting beliefs through the work I do with Psych K, it's always available. and available on Skype or Zoom, whichever platform we choose to use. I've pulled a little love card for us this morning as I was holding them through my meditation. The offering it gives us is, give your life new meaning. Give your life new meaning. I invite you to pull out your journal. Take this time with your clear mind while we're in the parasympathetic nervous system. And write, what does that look like for you? How do we want to come out this on the other side? Being here this morning is a game changer. Thank you for being here, and I invite you to take the next step and give your life new meaning. I love you. Namaste. Thank you, Brooklyn. Thank you, Danielle, for being here. Make it